In this video we're going to talk about some of the most common mistakes that many beginners to saltwater aquariums make. Some of them are obvious, some of them not so much, but some of the consequences can be fatal to your aquarium. Hi, I'm Richard from the Beginner's Reef, and I'm here to help you succeed with your saltwater aquarium by providing you with tips, great information and resources to help you succeed. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and all the links I mentioned in this video you can find in the description below. Be sure to stick around to the end of this video where I've got a great beginner's tip that I think you'll really find useful. So one of the most common problems that we all see in this hobby is lack of patience with a beginner to saltwater. Patience is one of the hardest things to acquire for some people because they want their aquarium to be perfect right now, and it takes time. It takes a month, 6-8 weeks for your aquarium to cycle. It takes weeks, months, years for your corals to grow, and people just want everything right now. I want that piece of Mother Nature's beauty in my room right now, and it doesn't happen. And people chase and chase and chase and push and push and push, and it just creates problems. So patience is by far the number one thing that you need to try and learn with your aquarium, because the slower you are, the healthier and better your aquarium will become. Number two is a lack of regular maintenance. Maintenance is by far one of the biggest things that you can do to guarantee success in your aquarium. Regular water changes, whatever that schedule is, whether you do it weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, vacuuming your sand bed, cleaning out the detritus, cleaning your filter socks, cleaning the glass, whatever you decide to do for your maintenance routine, you need to do it regularly. Regular routine. The other thing that it helps to do is for you to spot any problems occurring in your aquarium soon. So let's say your aquarium is evaporating more water than you thought it was. You need to make sure you're keeping an eye on your top-off reservoir sooner, so that your aquarium doesn't run out of top-off water and then your salinity starts to increase. So by keeping a regular maintenance routine, you can spot problems before they become major issues. If you want an awesome guide for setting up a maintenance routine, check in the links below. There's a free guide in there that links out to what things you can do daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, 6 monthly, annually. And this will be a good starting point if you set up your own maintenance routine. So check that link below and get your free PDF copy right there. Another common mistake is using poor quality source water. And what I mean by this is the water that you get from your home or store to put into your aquarium. If the water is high in phosphates, nitrates, heavy metals, pollutants, it's just going to create problems for you. And the way that you can get around this is by installing an RO, DI or reverse osmosis deionized water filtration unit. You can pick them up on Amazon, Marine Depot, places like that for $200-300 with carbon filters, sediment filters, deionizing resin, and this is going to give you the purest quality water to put into your aquarium. By doing this, you're going to solve so many problems with algae and heavy metals and pollutants that are going to come into your aquarium and just cause havoc. So if you can find $200 to get one, it's probably going to be the best investment that you can make for the long-term health of your aquarium, and it will save your sanity because you're not constantly fighting algae all the time. So yeah, get yourself an RODI unit. You speak to any aquarist and they're all going to be like, RODI, one of your first things on your list. And if you can set one up before you fill your tank up, then everything after that will be just pure clean water. One of the biggest mistakes that we are all guilty of, even the experienced aquarists, is overfeeding. We like to feed our fish, we like to watch them eat, we like to see them happy, fat, but we can overdo it. And by overdoing it, food that doesn't get eaten falls down into the cracks in the rocks where you just can't get at it, and it starts to break down. As food breaks down, it's going to start to release phosphates, nitrates, it's going to push your ammonia levels up, and all this is going to do is create toxins that are going to stress your fish, and if the toxins get too high, your fish are going to die. If they die and you can't find them, the cycle continues. Your nitrates go up, phosphates go up, ammonia goes up, and around we go. So feed sparingly. I feed mine twice a day. They get pellets in the morning, and then in the evenings they get a mix of either flake food, frozen food, more pellet food. They get nori, just a broad mix of all kinds of stuff, but I feed it sparingly. You've probably heard the rule, never feed more than what your fish can eat in 2 minutes. I like to just feed a little bit, give it a minute or two, let them eat everything, then give them a bit more, and just keep an eye on it. The other thing that I do to overcome uneaten food breaking down is every week when I do my maintenance, I get a turkey baster, and make sure you go buy your own. If you steal your wife's like I did, yeah, I got shouted at the first time she saw me using it for my fish. So go buy your own from the dollar store, it's cheap, $2. So get a turkey baster and just basically go around and blast all your rocks, blast all under your corals, and you'll be surprised, even doing this each week, you'll get so much junk come out of the rock. Get it into the water column, then vacuum your sand bed, and then change your filter socks, and you'll be surprised how much junk comes out of this when you do it, and it really helps to keep your nitrates down. So feed a little bit less, blast your rocks and your corals with a turkey baster once a week, vacuum your sand bed, good water changes, keep your filter socks or filter floss clean, and that will help avoid any problems if rising nitrates. But the main thing is to feed a little bit less. Your fish can survive weeks without food. Another big mistake, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing these YouTube videos and also the Beginners Reef website, is improper research. I can't count how many times I've been on the forums and somebody comes on and said, oh my god, I just bought this fish, how do I keep it? How do I look after it? What do I feed it? You've got a device in your hand in the fish store that you can just quickly look on and be like, oh, Catalina goby, yeah, that fish looks cool. Just look at it, oh, it needs water between 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, not 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Right there, you've done an instant bit of research that has saved not only your sanity, but the health of that fish, because as aquarists, we don't want to be killing fish. It's cruel. So proper research is key. So try and make your fish list, decide what you want to get, research it, tick it off if it's a good one, cross it off if it's a not good to go. By doing your research on everything you can before you buy it, you will have far better success rather than buying it, then figuring out 20 people are yelling at you because you've been stupid, and now you've got to take it back to the fish store, and hopefully they'll take it back. So just do your research, take your time, and don't put anything in your aquarium that you have not already found out its needs, its foods, its habitat. This next one on the list comes hand in hand with research, and it is impulse buying, and we are all guilty of it. The amount of times we go to a fish store and all of a sudden that one coral, that one fish that you've been dying to have for years is there right in front of you. But the question is, do you know anything about that fish or that coral? Do you know where it's going to go? Do you know what kind of habitat it's going to be? Is it going to be on the bottom of the tank, top of the tank? Is it a goby that's likely going to jump out of your tank but you've got a rimless aquarium? You know, all these little things you need to know, and impulse buying kind of starts off the road of the downward spiral of lack of research. So if you need to have what you can find in that store, just get out your phone, spend 10 minutes doing research, look on the forums, look online at all the online stockists and see what kind of habitat they recommend, minimum tank size, foods it feeds on. Is it going to pick on your corals? Is the coral that you're going to look at going to sting the corals that you want to place next to it? You know, so try not to impulse buy. Have a plan, have your research, go get it, and you will have far better success in the early months and years of your aquarium. Another common mistake, unfortunately, is listening purely to the advice of a fish store. Now, there are some awesome stores out there, absolutely incredible stores, and the owners and the staff that work there have the fish and coral, the livestock's health in the forefront of the mind. Many though do not, and all it is they want to push you out of that door with as much money in their till as they can, and they will go and sell you a queen angel for you to go and stick in your 30-gallon aquarium, because the queen angel is 2 inches long. It's wrong, and I hate it. I've saved so many people whilst I've been in the store, and I'm just like, come on, you can't give them advice like that. It's just wrong. But at the same time, the local stores are a business, and they need to make money, they need to stay open. And sometimes they will sell you stuff that you should just not have. So what I recommend is listen to everybody. Listen to people on the forums. Listen to the experienced people. Listen to myself on YouTube and on the Beginner's Reef. Try to get a good broad spectrum so that you can make your own mind up. Another good thing is to find a local reefer that lives near you. Get to know them, go see their tank. If they've got a beautiful thriving 300-gallon coral reef aquarium, you can guarantee they know what they're doing. They've been doing it long enough. So match what they're doing, but not on a 300-gallon scale, but they'll tell you good stuff, bad stuff, stuff to stay away from. The good stores in the city, the bad stores in the city. And generally, you know, it's like everything. If it sounds too good to be true, don't do it. So do your research, avoid impulse planning, and listen to everybody, not just rely on the information from the one store. Okay, so that is just a brief overview of some of the common mistakes made by beginner aquarists. If I went on and on and on, you'd be here for another 3 hours. So check out the link below. I've got an awesome blog post with even more common mistakes on there, which I think you'll find really, really helpful. So I've got a great beginner tip for you, which I think you're going to find quite helpful, and it's quite a comical one, but it's quite serious. And I came a cropper to this several years ago, and it is: don't drink alcohol whilst you're doing your testing. And I know it sounds simple, and I know it's stupid, but we drink alcohol to relax sometimes. So I used to be doing my maintenance, you know, I'd have a beer and I'd be doing all my stuff because I have all my filtration equipment downstairs under my aquarium in the basement. So I just get away from the wife and the kids and I go down there, take my beer, do all my stuff. But don't do your testing, your water testing, whilst you're drinking alcohol, because I made the mistake where I usually do all my testing before I do my maintenance. And this time I did it the other way around. I've been drinking my booze, drinking my beer, and then I did my testing, so bad idea. And what happened was, I'd had well, not too much, but I did my testing and then I had to adjust my alkalinity dosing pump, and I adjusted it the wrong way. And I'd only had 2 beer, but it was enough that it made me screw up my calculation, because I tried to do math in my head as much as I can, and yeah, I got the dose wrong. Luckily, I was then sitting with my wife watching TV about 10 o'clock at night, and then I had the eureka moment where I was like, uh-oh, which way did I do that? Did I do it up? Did I do it down? So I went downstairs and I checked my dosing parameters, and I'd done it the wrong way. So luckily I was able to catch it, and it saved me from underdosing my aquarium. It could have been worse, I could have overdosed, and it just, from that point on, it was like, no booze until after my maintenance is done. So now Tuesday night is my aquarium maintenance night. I get it all done, take all my test parameters, do all my changes, make sure everything's good, give everything a last once over, make sure the valves are turned back on that I need to, all that kind of stuff. Then I go upstairs, then I crack a beer or drink the wine. It sounds stupid, but trust me, as a beginner, we all get into the habit of doing things, and one beer or one glass of wine can just make you forget that one time, and then your tank could be done. So yeah, take it from me, just leave the booze until afterwards. It could save your tank. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and check out all the videos that you're going to see coming up here next. We've got some great other stuff that I think you'll find helpful, and I'll see you next time.